guys just having to wait through the last weekend to see it? Was it more of a anticipation than you expected? What was it like to finally see that name?
Me and Chase had PTSD, man. I tell you what, I'm sitting there like, there's no way. There's no way, man. But, yeah, Chase, right before it started, he goes, I hope we're not in the first one for a little bit of build-up. And I tell you what, I didn't want that much build-up. It was exciting, man, and special stuff.
Chase, y'all would have liked to, or PJ, you all would have liked to go deeper in the ACC tournament, obviously, but 9 days rest, that's pretty good, isn't it?
It's good, yeah. And we've had a couple of great practices. That's one thing you got to look at positively. Obviously, we had a team good enough to win it all, I believe, and all these guys on the team do. But, at the same time, we went out there and laid an egg the worst time, but it definitely has given us some time off and some rest, especially, heading into this tournament. But like I said, we've had some great practices today and yesterday. We'll get in the gym again tomorrow and start prepping.
For all you guys, just the feeling, though, just to see that accomplishment, because that was obviously one of the goals this year is to get there and give you a chance at opportunity. Just your thoughts for all of you guys.
Personally, I was just excited. I'm still fired up about it. That was the one thing when I entered the transfer portal is I wanted to go somewhere, and I told all the coaches that recruited me that I'd have the best chance at playing in March. And this is what every kid's dream is. Growing up who plays basketball, and to finally have it be here again for personally for my second time, it feels as good as I could even imagine. So it's definitely been the goal all year, but I'm fired up about it being here, and now it's time to make some magic in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I'm with Joe. It's definitely a dream come true. Something that you, as a kid, man, you watch it, and now to be in it and to be living in it, it's crazy. So, it was nerve-wracking seeing all those names pop up and not see ours. But, once we saw ours, we were excited, man, and we were ready to roll.
Yeah, it's obviously it's a special tournament. It's one of the biggest sporting events in the country and also the world. It's an incredible deal, incredible accomplishment. But, like you said, it was one of the goals this year, but it's a checkpoint. We're looking to get there all year and continue to advance. And so as we're prepping for these games, we're not just looking to get there. We're looking to continue to make a run and further our season.
DJ, only 4 bids for the ACC. Is that surprising or disappointing to you when a 10th place team like NC State can win 5 games in 5 days, including beating top 10 Duke and number 1 seed North Carolina?
Yeah, it's disappointing, but not necessarily surprising because of all the talks of, we kind of expected it to be like that. I'm stoked for Virginia that we were able to slide them into the 10th spot because whenever a couple teams were stealing bids, I was hoping that we're going to have our treatment of that last year. But, 4 teams in. It's frustrating because, SEC is an incredible league. They deserve the teams they get in, but we split with them this year in the SEC Challenge. And, there's tons of talent, tons of good teams in this league, and it's I promise you it's not on a downhill slope right now. The league is crazy talented, very deep, lots of great coaches, lots of great players, and I hope that over the next couple of years they realize that, and it's confusing for sure, but at the same time, make the most of it. In the past few years where it's been like this, we've had multiple teams in the Elite Eight, multiple teams in the Final Four. Block out the outside, no, let's just go play ball.
This time of year, obviously, it's imperative you play your best basketball. How do you explain the egg, as you said, the egg you guys laid?
Yeah, there is no explanation. Wasn't the coaches? There's nothing you can do as a coaching staff to. I always tell our guys, especially on the floor, before a game, we win these games. The coaches scheme, they make plays for us, and or they draw up stuff for us for plays. But at the end of the day, we're out there playing and making the plays and getting the buckets and winning the games, getting the rebounds and stuff. So whenever you don't go out there and do that, that ain't them. And so we had to own up to that, myself included, and it's frustrating. But at the same time, you come back, you reflect, you learn from it, and you get back in practice. That's the only thing. We didn't have some kind of late year practices. We're going at it. We're getting our competitive edge back. Iron sharpens iron, and so we're ready.
You talk about the ACC not getting enough respect. Is there almost a little bit of fuel there, motivation to try to make a run?
I'd say so, just for the league, but also personally for the team. We love the league and the teams we get to battle with night in, night out. But I'll tell you what, we love our coaches more, and we think that there's a respect level for Clemson that we want to prove. And And so we're excited to be able to go out there and play for our team, city, and school.
DJ, you guys beat a Mountain West team earlier in the season in Boise State, maybe New Mexico's twice this season. What, if anything, can be taken away from that game against Boise State earlier in the season to get you guys ready for this matchup?
Yeah, good team. I think one thing that it shows is that across the board, like all these teams that are in, like they're there for a reason. And a team like Boise State, like biggest thing I knew about Boise State is the blue field, playing with them in college football back in the day. But and then they come here, they got some heck of players, and they're good. So I mean, seeing that and seeing teams across the board that are deep and can all play 9, 10 guys, it shows that no game is light and everyone is there to win.
I think Coach Brownell jokingly said time to go watch the film or something like that after you guys heard it. What did you guys actually do after you heard it against Wolves this weekend?
Heard
That you were in.
We just went back and talked about some of the next steps, planning and practices. Hopefully get to know the travel and stuff here pretty soon, but just kind of logistical stuff. And obviously just congratulations, because again, it is a really big accomplishment. And you see those, obviously the first 4 teams out and the next 4 out that are really upset about it because of how big this accomplishment is. And obviously everybody else who doesn't unfortunately make it, but just a congratulations again, just kind of recapping them and everything that's happened. But it's also like a reset. You're kind of starting over again, and now is where you make your mark, and we have a good chance to do that. Just got to be focused.
Casey talks about the opportunity, the whole new season now, anything is possible. You guys kind of saw that this weekend with all the ACC tournaments and everybody who showed up. What was it like watching this weekend and seeing it all unfold?
I would say it was tough, just because we know that we're a great team that could have been in that same position, but like we've been saying, it just goes to show how good our league is. A team like NC State who goes 5 games and beats the top teams in our conference, it just shows we got a deep conference and some teams that are good. I would think that NC State can win a few games in the tournament as well. So but watching it was definitely tough just because we know how good we are. But we got another tournament and another game to prove ourselves.
What's it actually like to see Clemson pop up on my screen?
Man, my heart dropped. It was nerve-wracking just waiting on it, but when we saw it, it was exciting, and we're ready to put in some work. We fired up, for this tournament for sure.
Joe, you talked about those teams that were unfortunate and disappointed that they didn't get bids. Clemson was one of those, of course, last year. I'm just curious what your reaction to that was last year. How shocked were you that the third-place ACC team didn't make it?
Yeah, this is totally unbiased, obviously, and the first time that Coach Dowling didn't call me in the transfer portal, we just talking, and I said how I was so shocked that they didn't make it, and obviously we played against them and they spanked us. When Syracuse and I came down here last year. So, but I mean, they also, in the ACC, they were second, third, whatever you guys came in, and in a league like that, any team that finishes like that should be in the NCAA tournament. As these guys said, it seems like every year you're hearing about an ACC team or 2 that make the Elite 8, that make the Final Four, and just make crazy runs in March. And I think it's because of the way that our league prepares us for it. You're playing a good team in every single night, no matter where you're playing them, whether you're playing them at home or whether you're playing them away. It's just our league prepares you for so much, and it's not a discredit to any other league. It's just a kind of a credit to ours. But like I said, these guys last year, they should have been in, but hopefully this is a little bit of a revenge tour for those guys who were there, and they remember the way it felt last year, and we can kind of use that to our advantage.
For TJ and Chase, it's been a while, but you guys played in this venue in Memphis against Memphis back in November. How much of it all does playing in a semi-familiar place help? Like, do you get a sense of the rims and one time playing there, or what do you think about it?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I don't know how much it will actually affect our play, but I mean, I do enjoy playing at gym. I've played them before. Like whenever you go to a new place, like I remember when we went to Toronto, we were playing in that hockey rink, and it wasn't too bad the game day, but the day before, boy, it was freezing in there. I mean, it was so we walk in a new gym, you don't really know about it, like Bunch of course, kind of like that in Greenville. So it's cool to play in a place you've been before, but in the grand scheme of things, when ball gets thrown up, you're tipping it off. You're just out there playing.
Yeah, like you said, I don't really think it matters, that we played there. I think we're just fired up to play. We don't care if it was in Washington, Utah, wherever we play, we just ready to play.
Any more questions for these guys?